Hello again. Hi there. Welcome to Verbling. www.verbling.com. I am Teacher Oakley, and once again, as we've been doing at this hour throughout the week, we are going to tackle the TOEFL reading exam. Once again, just straight up practicing. Today, we're going to do things slightly differently than we have for the last couple of days, because we are going to work on the more difficult summary question and sentence insertion type questions in the reading exam. So normally, okay, what we've been doing the last couple days, we haven't actually been reading the passage before we attack the questions. Today we're going to read the passage. Well, normally that's okay to just attack the questions or maybe skim the passage quickly to get an idea. Is a very good strategy. Because the sentence insertion questions or summary questions are normally the last questions in one section of the test. So by the time that you get to a summary question, you will have answered questions about each paragraph. You're going to have a pretty good idea of what's going on. Today we're going to go directly to that summary question. So in order to understand, we're summarizing the entire passage. So in order that we are able to understand what's going on, in order to summarize, we're going to have to actually read the passage. So we're going to do that today. We're going to do it a little differently. Basically, summary questions, most people think it's the hardest question type. It is worth more points on the TOEFL exam, so it is very important. So we're going to do that today. Let me just say hello to everyone. Hello, Michael. Howdy. Hi, Michael. I see your microphone is unmuted, but I can't hear you, buddy. Sorry. I don't know what's up, Michael. Hello. Okay. All right. All right. Okay, Michael. See you in a minute. Hello, Heidi. How are you?
Nice to see you again.
As always. Nice to see you as well. Hello, Anatoly. Wait a minute.
Hello.
Let me check my calendar
Okay.
here. It's not Saturday.
Yes, yes, but it is a day off.
Oh,
work
okay.
in
Well,
Russia.
congratulations for your day off. What's the? Why is it a day off? What's the
It is a
significance?
day of Russia.
Day of
The
Russia.
12th July, yes.
12th of June. Today's the 12th of June. It
Day
is
of
the.
June.
Oh my goodness! It is the day of Russia. You know what? I just now realized it's also Independence Day here in the Philippines. I forgot.
Oh.
Oh, it's also a holiday here, Anatoly. I totally forgot about that. Michael, are you up and running?
Yep.
Yep. Yes, you
Do you
are.
hear me?
Yes, I do. Loud and clear. 555.
Yeah,
Okay.
that
we're good.
was Google Hangout fault. Huh.
Yeah, I know. It happens. Okay. Well, welcome. Nice
Thank
to
you.
see you again. Hello, Ruben. Glad you could join us for the TOEFL class. Hey, Ruben. Ruben, hello.
Sorry. Hello,
there we
hello,
go.
teacher. It's good to
Hi, Ruben.
see you again.
Okay. Hi. And hello, Laszlo.
Hello, teacher. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. Welcome to the class. All right.
Thank you.
We're going to tackle TOEFL reading, and today we're going to do things, again, we're going to do things a little differently because we want to look at the summary question, which is ordinarily the final question in a series of questions. Each passage, usually you'll have 3 passages with anywhere 12 to 15 questions in each passage, totaling approximately 40. It could be 39, could be 42 in the TOEFL exam. Today we're going to concentrate on the summary question. Because we are doing that, we're going to have to actually take the time to read the passage first. So that's what we're going to start with. Hang on, let me screen share the passage we're going to be working with. All right, we're going to be talking about hormones in the body. Hooray! Okay, let's. We're going to take turns reading. I will start us off. So please, if you have a pencil and paper, you want to make notes. We're going to read the whole thing. We're going to keep in mind that we're going to do a summary question. So the summary question will ask you to break down the reading into usually 3 main points. Keep that in the back of your mind as we do this.
Could you make letters a little bigger?
Yep. Yes, I can. There you go. You're welcome. Okay, I will start us off, and then we can take turns reading. All right. Until the beginning of the 20th century, the nervous system was thought to control all communication within the body and the resulting integration of behavior. Scientists had determined that nerves ran essentially on electrical impulses. These impulses were thought to be the engine for thought, emotion, movement, and internal processes such as digestion. However, experiments by William Bayliss and Ernest Starling on the chemical secretin, which is produced in the small intestine when food enters the stomach, eventually challenged that view.
Dime, ¿a ti no te está fallando el internet?
Excuse me? Sorry. Okay.
Sorry, teacher. Sorry, it wasn't for you. Excuse me for interrupting class. Sorry.
Okay. Where was I? However, experiments by William Bayliss and Ernest Starling on the chemical secretin, which is produced in the small intestine when food enters the stomach, eventually challenge that view. From the small intestine, secretin travels through the bloodstream to the pancreas. There, it stimulates the release of digestive chemicals. In this fashion, the intestinal cells that produce secretin ultimately regulate the production of different chemicals in a different organ, the pancreas. Okay, take it away, Heidi. Read the next paragraph, please.
Such a coordinational process had been thought to require control by the nervous system. Bayliss and Starling showed that it could occur through chemicals alone. This discovery spurred Starling to coin the term hormone to refer to secretin, taking it from the Greek word hormone, meaning to excite, or excite of to set in motion. A hormone is a chemical produced by one tissue to make things happen elsewhere.
Very good. Thank you very much. Okay. Michael, can you take over?
As more hormones were discovered, they were categorized primarily according to the process by which they operated on the body. Some glands, which make up the endocrine system, secrete hormones directly into the bloodstream. Such glands include the thyroid, thyroid, and the pituitary. How do you say that?
Pituitary.
Pituitary. The exocrine system consists of organs and glands that produce substances that are used outside the bloodstream, primarily for digestion. The pancreas is one such organ, although it secretes some chemicals into the blood and thus is also part of the endocrine system.
Okay, very good. Anatoly, can you take over from here? From much?
Much has been learned about hormones since their discovery. Some play such key roles in regulating bodily processes or behavior that their absence would cause immediate death. The most turbulent hormones have effects that are less obviously urgent but can be more far-reaching and difficult to track. They modify moods and affect human behavior, even some behavior we normally think of as voluntary. Hormonal systems are very intricate. Even minute amounts of the right chemicals can suppress appetite, calm aggression, and change the attitude of a parent toward a child. Certain hormones accelerate the development of the body, regulating growth and form. Others may even define an individual's personality characteristics. The quantities and proportions of hormones produced change with age, so scientists have given a great deal of study to shifts in the endocrine system over time in the hopes of alleviating ailments associated with aging.
Wow, good one. Anatoly, thank you very much. That was a very long paragraph. Quick note here, way up at the top. Yes, this word does look like minute. In this definition, though, we actually changed pronunciation. So this would be even minute amounts, meaning tiny, minute. The pronunciation is changed for this meaning. It's a little odd, but there you have it. Okay, Ruben, can you take over?
Yes. Yeah, just give me a second. Can you hear me, teacher?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay. And it says, in fact, some hormone therapies are already very common. A combination of estrogen and progesterone has been prescribed for decades to women who want to reduce mood swings, sudden changes in body temperature, and other discomforts caused by lower natural levels of those hormones as they enter middle age. Known as hormone replacement therapy, HRT, the treatment was also believed to prevent weakening of the bones. At least one study has linked HRT with heightened risk of heart disease and certain types of cancer. HRT may also increase the likelihood that blood clots, dangerous because they could travel through the bloodstream and block major blood vessels, will form. Some proponents of HRT have tempered their enthusiasm in the face of this new evidence, recommending it only to patients whose symptoms interfere with their abilities to live normal lives.
Okay, and finally, Laszlo, can you take us through the last paragraph?
Yes. Human growth hormone may also be given to patients who are secreting abnormally low amounts of their own. Because of the complicated effects growth hormone has on the body, such treatments are generally restricted to children who would be pathologically small in stature without it. Growth hormone affects not just surgical size but also the digestion of food and the aging process. Researchers and family physicians tend to agree that it's foolhardy to dispense it in cases in which the risks are not clearly outweighed by the benefits.
Okay, thank you, Laszlo. One quick note: this PHY or PHYS prefix, this phys, like an F, physical.
Physical.
Okay, of your body, physical, and then of course physicians, doctors.
Physicians.
Physicians. There you go.
Thank you very much, teacher.
Yeah, sure. Not to be confused with PSY, which is pronounced psi, like psychology. All right, this is phys, like bubbles. Okay, sure, and thank you very much, Laszlo. Okay, now, as I mentioned, we are going to jump forward in the questions. Normally, the summary type question would be last, but today is our last class of practicing reading, so I really wanted to make sure we had a whack at this most complicated and difficult question type. So here I am, scrolling forward, and here we are. Here it is. Okay, I'm going to have to shrink the size here a little, I think. Here it is. Introducing, okay, the summary question type. All right. Here's what it's going to look like. An introductory sentence for a brief summary of the passage is provided below here. Complete the summary by selecting the 3 answer choices that express the most important ideas in the passage. Well, okay, basically ignore this. You want to pick the 3 answer choices that most closely match this brief summary sentence, really. Okay, some sentences do not belong in the summary because they express ideas that are not presented in the passage. Okay, that's one way they trick you. They give you possible answer choices which are just not in the passage, or are minor ideas in the passage. Perhaps they are just an example. Perhaps they are just a detail, more detail about one of the more major points. Okay, here you can see the question is worth 2 points. Most questions are worth 1 point. Sometimes in the TOEFL exam, this question may actually be worth 3 points. I've even seen 4-point questions. It is possible. So be aware of that. Now, this question type is going to take time. No question. This is going to take much more time than a simple vocabulary question, for example. All right. First strategy is to look at our introductory summary sentence. All right, we're going to look at this, and what we're going to do is we're going to rephrase this in our minds in the most simple, direct way. Okay, The class of chemicals called hormones was discovered by two researchers studying a substance produced in the small intestine. Oh, wow. Okay, how do we reduce this down? Well, get rid of any extra information. I can basically get rid of this introductory phrase. Hormones were discovered by two researchers. All right, studying a substance. Okay, well, that's pretty wide open. Let's see what we got. Now, in the actual test, these are your answer choices. How you actually answer is you click in one of the sections. They're in a box. You click and drag it. Click, drag, and drop to the empty slots is how you would actually answer. Now, we're going to go through these one at a time. You guys are take turns. Keep in mind the advice given in the question. Maybe the ideas are not even in the passage, or they are minor ideas. We are looking for the three answer choices that are the most not minor, that are the most general, the most broad statements. And they kind of have to match this. This is a very weird summary sentence. I'll tell you right now. This is a hard one. This is not going to be easy. Let's take a crack at it. Heidi, I'm going to start with you.
Mm-hmm.
Reading.
The first one?
Yes, please.
It's correct.
It is correct? Okay. It is correct. It is definitely, I'm not sure what you mean by correct. It is definitely in the passage.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, that's true. Do you think this is a general statement? It is general, or is it specific information? Does it
General
match this?
statement.
You think this is?
Hmm.
All right. Fine. Okay, the strategy here, we're not going to answer until we can answer the whole question. So for now, all right, fine. Heidi likes this answer. We're going to reserve it. We're not going to click and drag it just yet, but we're going to say, okay, the first answer here seems like it could, like a possibility. Fine. Michael?
Yep.
Remember the second answer here. What do you think of this one?
Well, for me, it looks like it's not general statement. If I compare with the statement above, the statement that we read, yeah, there is like only about the researchers that they discovered hormones, and that's all.
Okay.
But could be.
Hormones can be given artificially. Is this one of the major points in the... do you think this is one of the major points? Here's another clue for doing this exercise. If you recall, we had some... You guys did an awful lot of reading because we had some very long paragraphs. Exceptionally long, actually. Also, you're kind of looking for the main ideas of those big paragraphs as well. So keep that in mind. So, Michael, you want to keep it as a possibility or throw it out?
Well, according to TOEFL, could be. So
could be. All right.
Yeah, because it's second in the line. So first one definitely is we exclude. First one definitely, but
this
second
one?
we should keep. Yep.
You want to exclude the first one?
No, I'm saying that it's too. So it's not general, but opposite of general.
Yeah, specific.
Yeah, it's specific.
Okay. Actually, Michael, I agree with you. I think the first option is very, very specific information. It is in the reading, but I actually agree with Michael. All right, so maybe we want to get rid of one. Number 2, we'll reserve it for now. Okay, let's continue. Anatoly, how about the next one?
Scientists have discovered that not only the nervous system but also certain chemicals can affect body processes far from their points of origin.
Mm-hmm.
We read something like this, but I
So we,
think we have 3 options here, or 6 options.
yes, we do. And we have to choose 3.
3, yes, and I tend to choose second one as a main idea,
This
the
one.
first one as a specific idea, and
Yeah,
this I think it may be a wrong statement.
this one. Okay. All right, so you're not very confident with this one. I'm going to reserve it. I'll tell you why later. I'm not as confident as you are, Anatoly. So from my perspective, I'm gonna keep this. Okay, I'll tell you why now. Why am I keeping secrets from you guys? I'm gonna reserve this one. I do agree. Number 2 is very general, and it's definitely possible. This one, number 2 is general, and it's possible in regards to the whole reading passage. This third one, I'm going to reserve because scientists discovered certain chemicals affect processes far from the point of origin. When I look back at this summary sentence, wait a minute, I've got a key verb that exists. Okay, these main ideas, these 3 choices have to also relate to this sentence. Hormones discovered by researchers studying a substance produced in the small intestine. Okay, scientists discovered not the nervous system, but chemicals affect bodily process. These are very similar statements. So I myself am not going to be so quick to get rid of this one. It very closely matches the sentence they've given me. Let's move on. Ruben, let's go to this next one. What do you think of this one?
Yes. It says researchers are looking for ways to decrease the dangers of treatments with growth hormone so that more patients can benefit from it. I think that is very important, this statement.
Okay.
I would choose it.
You would. Now, I'm not sure. Was this actually in the passage? Did it actually talk about that the researchers are looking for ways to decrease the danger? Frankly,
I don't think so. But it says that they're trying to make the HRT treatments to more
yeah,
people.
I know. Okay, very
It
good.
didn't say that it was dangerous. Yes.
I remember that it was somewhere around this HRT thing, right? So I'm
there's
gonna
a part,
take a quick look. Yeah, go ahead.
It says that it's dangerous. It says that in this part, it says dangerous because they could travel through the bloodstream and block major blood vessels.
Yeah, one study linked to HRT with heart disease, cancer, blood clots are dangerous. Lots of danger. Recommending, okay. Some people don't want to recommend it, but there's nothing about researchers trying to fix these problems. It seems very logical, right? Down here we have researchers. Researchers and family physicians tend to agree it's foolhardy to dispense it. in cases in which the risks are not clearly outweighed by the benefits. It talks about dangers, and it talks about scientists, okay? But the problem is it doesn't talk about researchers actually researchers looking for ways to decrease the dangers. Does it? It doesn't actually say this. All right?
Okay.
It talks about dangers. It talks about researchers, not together. This is a trap. This is a trap answer. This is a trick.
Okay.
All right? So you have to be very careful to look for this. They will do this in the TOEFL test. They will mention two of the important aspects, but they will put them together in such a way that is not actually reflected in the passage. This is an excellent example of a TOEFL trick.
Okay.
Don't fall for it, Ruben. Don't fall for it. So,
okay, with your advice, I will. I won't do it.
All right. We are definitely going to eliminate that one. I am 100% sure we can eliminate that answer. All right, let's move on. Laszlo, let's look at this one together, shall we? Okay, hormones can affect not only life processes such as growth, but also behavior and emotion. Well, yeah. Okay. Okay. First, as we were talking about with Ruben, first, is this in the passage? Laszlo, do you believe that this information was in the passage?
Yes, I think this low importance in the text because it's a general statement.
Okay, it's a general statement. It was in the text. Laszlo, I'm with you, buddy. I'm with you on that. I think this is one of the general ideas, and it was in the text. I think it's a possibility. Yes. I agree with Laszlo. Okay. Last but not least. Okay, so we've got a possibility here. We got a possibility here. Although Anatoly might disagree with me. I think this is a possibility here. We've thought this one is too specific. This one isn't in the text, so we only have one more we have to be concerned with. Heidi, HRT may increase the risk of blood clots and heart disease in middle-aged women. What do you think of this?
I read a middle-aged women, but maybe it's different.
Maybe it's different, so maybe we better take a quick look.
The changing temperature or...
Oh, yeah. Excuse me. Pardon me.
Change
yeah. We can look for the middle-aged women. We can look for the blood clots. I remember because we just looked at HR2, so I remember exactly where it mentions blood clots. It can increase the likelihood of blood clots. That is true, but I think the way I read this, blood clots for anyone and everyone.
Yeah, middle-aged is just upper side. So I read the middle-aged is different.
Right. As they enter middle age, they can take estrogen to reduce mood swings. Two totally different things. So, again, just as the one Ruben looked at, we have risk of blood clots. We have other information about middle-aged women, but not together. Okay, so this doesn't exist. We can easily get rid of it, which leaves us with, if you guys would all agree that this is a little bit too specific, which leaves us with these three main points. The last strategy here is to look at these, and if I'm going to read the 3 points, does this basically summarize the content content of the passage. And I'll try to do it in an order, in a logical way. Okay, scientists have discovered that not only nervous system but also certain chemicals can affect bodily processes far from their points of origin, thus hormones. Okay, hormones can affect not only life processes such as growth but also behavior and motion. Okay, all of the functions of hormones. Okay, the discovery, what a hormone is, the functions of hormones, and last, hormones can be given artificially, but such treatments have risks and must be used carefully. All right, the last 1 or 2 paragraphs totally dealt with the concept of giving artificial hormones and the risks. Although it is out of order, if I'm going to summarize, of course, obviously I moved the order of these 3 statements around, but I think my final check here is to do that, try to put them in order and think about, does that actually summarize the reading passage? I have great confidence that it does, and in fact, those are our 3 answers. So very good job, everyone. Basically, that's how it's done. Okie doke. Let's try another type of question, which we haven't looked at yet this week. So another time-consuming question is called the sentence insertion question. Look at the 4 squares, dark squares, that indicate where the following sentence could be added to the passage. All right, they're going to give you a sentence. Here it is. The sentence will no doubt have basically 2 elements, one pointed toward the sentence before it and referencing this information before and possibly introducing new information at the end, hopefully. All right, let's check it out. The body is a complex machine. However, this is key. However, that kind of refers to something. And recent studies have called into question the wisdom of essentially trying to fool its systems into believing they aren't aging. Okay. Probably introducing a new idea. Systems aren't aging. Okay, so we look at the sentence and we try to think, how is this going to fit with the sentence before and the sentence after? Okay, easy enough to find. You're looking for the black X's, so we're not going to have to search around very much. Square 1, square 2, square 3, square 4. These are the answers. A is 1, B is 2. These answers are always the same in this question type. All right, so it's not too difficult. Okay. Actually, okay. All right, let's look. Okay, again, simplifying the sentence, the added sentence. Body's complex, studies, question, fooling systems into aging. Okay. Body's complex. All right. And we have to take a look. Now the problem is why this is time consuming is we have to basically substitute the sentence, read it to ourselves in place of each of the black X's, and that frankly is going to take time. All right, well, let's try it out. Okay, first one, Michael. Okay, let's see if you can you read this, or is it too tiny? Michael? Michael, are you there? I think you lost the audio again. All right. I'm not sure if you guys can read this. Anatoly, can you actually read this, or is it too tiny, too blurry?
Mm. In fact, some hormone therapies are already very common. A combination of
Whoops, sorry. Okay,
uh,
wait.
uh,
In fact, some hormone therapies are already very common. And then the body is a complex machine, however, and recent studies have called into question the wisdom of essentially trying to fool its systems into believing they're aging. And then the next sentence. Okay, Anatoly.
a combination of estrogen and progesterone has been prescribed for decades for women who want to reduce mood swings, sudden changes in body temperature, and other discomfort caused by lower natural levels of those hormones as they enter middle age.
Does the sentence fit? Does that make sense the way we read it, substituting the sentence? What do you think?
Mm.
Is there something that references the body's a complex machine before, in the sentence before? And then is there something about aging in the sentence after?
I'm not sure. I think
Yeah.
more sure about no answer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good answer. All right. We can't be positive until we go through and we look at it in all positions. So that is a very wise answer. It seems more likely the answer is no. Okay, I'm with you. I agree. Good answer. All right, Ruben. All right, we looked at this second sentence. A combination of hormones is prescribed for women who want to reduce mood swings and other discomforts as they enter middle age. Okay, now substituting the body's a complex machine, however, and what? My mind's going blank. Oh yeah, and recent studies have called into question the wisdom of essentially trying to fool systems into believing they are aging. Now, can you read the next sentence, Ruben?
Yes, it says known as hormone replacement therapy. The treatment was also believed to prevent weakening of the bones.
Okay. Is there, what do you think? Is there something talking about there?
Yes, it looks. In fact, some hormone therapies. Teacher, I have always doubt about these kind of questions in the TOEFL.
Yeah.
It says, in fact, some normal therapies are already very common. Is the sentence that we have to join it with the squares, with the sentence?
Yeah, you substitute this sentence, the body's a complex machine, etc., in place of the square. So does it go here? Okay. That's answer A, that's answer B, C and D, so forth. So you're forcing the sentence in, is what you're trying to do. So the task is that the sentence that precedes it and the sentence that goes after it have to match different elements of the given sentence. So after, there has to be something about aging, and before, it has to match the idea that the body's a complex machine, however, and sometimes people question the idea of, okay, again, I'm rephrasing it in my brain. Some people question the idea of trying to fool its systems, trick the body, the body's
Trying to
systems
fool its system.
into believing they aren't aging. So there has to be something about aging.
Mhm.
Okay. Which they're really, okay, kind of, they're talking about women in middle age, but yeah, I don't know. What do you think?
How many options do you have?
4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yep, there they are.
So, for example, in the last, at the end of the paragraph, it says ability to live normal life. So, in that square, the statement that it says that the body is something, the paragraph that we're trying to join, that is where the paragraph goes. So, it means that it's going to finish the paragraph, right?
That's right. Right.
Okay, that's what I wasn't going, I wasn't understanding. But now I understand.
Okay.
I think that is going after enter middle age because it talks something about
Okay.
there.
All right. But then does it make sense with the following sentence? So,
Yes,
in other words, can we say one more time, the body is a complex machine, however, and recent studies have called into question the wisdom of essentially trying to fool its systems into believing they are aging, known as HRT. The treatment was also believed to prevent weakening of the bones. Whoa, wait a minute. Does that match? Known as HRT. Whoa, that's like completely out of nowhere. Right? Yeah, because they're not talking about a treatment in our given sentence. What's that first one, Michael? Do you think?
Last one sentence.
Last one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the sad thing about this question. We really have to read it to ourselves, and we have to really look at each and every possible position. It's really the only way, and even then you may not be sure. The next one, question the wisdom of fooling the body. Okay, trying to fool its systems into believing they aren't aging. Right? At least one study has linked HRT with a heightened risk of heart disease and certain types of cancer. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, so wait a minute here. It talks about reducing mood swings, body temperatures, discomfort as they enter middle age. Then it talks about preventing weakening of bones. Then our sentence questions the wisdom of trying to fool the body. The next sentence here suddenly presents us with a risk. So, okay, it questions the wisdom, and then we start introducing risk. That's pretty logical, actually. This is very abnormal, by the way, to have the black square here after a complete sentence. Usually the squares would come one sentence after another. Very unusual, but possible. All right, let's just, I like the third position myself. It's a way of introducing the idea that you're going to introduce talking about risks. All right, but I'll have to read the last one. Some proponents of HRT have tempered their enthusiasm in the face of this new evidence, recommending it only to patients whose symptoms interfere with their abilities to live normal lives. Okay, now it's saying that they have to be cautious. The body is a complex machine, and recent studies have called into question the wisdom of essentially trying to fool its systems. Well, they've already said that. They're already talking about being cautious. Okay, so for me, the most logical place is actually square number 3. Because first it's talking about, I don't know, doing things to your body when you're aging. And then it talks about risks. All right, so looking at the sentence. All right, the body's a complex machine. Recent studies have called into question the wisdom of trying to fool the systems into believing they aren't aging. So before that, that's what they're doing. They're adding hormones to prevent aging or whatever. After that, they're talking about risks. So for me, that's the answer. Anybody have any argument? Does everybody see the logic I'm using?
Where do you put that?
It's a pain in the neck. What? Michael?
Where do you put that?
Third. So I would answer C, square 3.
So can you show where is square C?
Okay. Sure. Here. So, it talks about estrogen in women in middle age and preventing all the things that happen to them when they get older and go through menopause, actually. It gives another example of a treatment believed to prevent weakening of bones, which obviously happens when you're older. Okay. Then, the body is a complex machine, however, and recent studies have called into question the wisdom of essentially trying to fool its systems into believing they aren't aging. It's referencing weakening bones, mood swings, all the things that happen when you're aging. So it questions the wisdom of adding hormones. Then, at least one study has linked HRT with a heightened risk of heart disease and certain types of cancer, giving a specific example of why you would question the wisdom of giving hormones to prevent aging. Right? Logical. Make sense? All right, everyone. Everyone buy into my logic? Well, you should, because that is the answer. Okay.
Did you look up in the answers on the answers page?
You should trust
the
me.
response? Okay.
Actually, no, I didn't. I don't have to. You want me to double check? I will. Am I right? You want to bet?
Okay.
What do you want to?
This is triple check. Will be.
Triple check.
Yeah.
All right. I got stuck there. I actually did not check. You know what? I'm going on my faith in my own ability. Crazy. I will, though. Hang on just a second. Listening, speaking, writing. Oh, where is it? Oh, hang on. Sorry. Okay. No. Where am I? Listening. Okay. Listening. Okay. Sorry about this. Give me just a minute. Reading. Hormones in the body. Here we go. And the answer for this question is, in fact, sentence C. Yes. Correct. I am correct.
You have a good memory, Oakley.
No, I actually have never done this particular exercise before. No, it's just I've practiced doing, 50 other reading exercises in TOEFL. So I know what they're doing.
Sure.
And our answer for the summary question were also correct. Yay. So yes, our logic was sound. Okay, we got both answers perfectly correct. Okay, we've only got moments here. Maybe we have time for one quick question type. All right, not that one. Okay, let's look at one more before we go. Vocabulary type. The word tempered in the passage is closest in meaning to, the word will be easy to find since it will be highlighted.
Decreased.
Where is it? That's a pretty good guess because you know. However, we should at least take a look because the trick with vocabulary questions, they will pick a word that has alternate meanings, two totally different meanings, and they will usually use the more uncommon meaning in the sentence. Where on earth is it, by the way? Where is tempered?
Somewhere in the beginning, I bet.
Spurred engine. Oh my goodness, where is it? All right, normally it would have to be highlighted, and now I can't find it. That's silly.
Press Ctrl F and search.
Search. Yeah.
But you cannot on this kind of document.
Yeah, it's a PDF. Oh my gosh, we can't find it. All right.
Just stop scrolling. Stop scrolling, and I will look up.
No, I'm going to continue scrolling. Faster scrolling. Okay, how fast can we actually scan and find?
Yeah.
Here's a different exercise with very small print. I forgot what we're looking for. What's the word again?
Tempered.
All right. Tempered. Wow. Wow, I do not see it.
Yeah, I see him. Stop. So in this paragraph, third line from the end, in the middle. Third line from the end of the paragraph.
In this one?
Yeah, third line from the end.
This is the last. This is
in the middle of the third. No. Third line, not paragraph, but line.
Oh, third line.
Yeah, in the middle.
Where? Oh, from the end. Oh, yeah, I got. Okay. Some proponents of HRT have tempered their enthusiasm in the face of this new evidence.
Decreased.
Okay. All right. Decreased. Okay. The strategies, of course, to figure out a substitute word have decreased their enthusiasm. All right. You may come up with lessened, reduced. That's very logical. So then when we look back at the answers, all right, you may come up with an answer like lessened or reduced, which would be synonymous with one of your choices. The other answers are completely out of whack with that idea of lessened or decreased. So there you go. Okay. Thanks for stretching your brains out with me and trying to use our logical minds to deduce. Of course, that took forever because I was trying to show you basically how you proceed, but in the actual test, you've got to practice so that you can build up your speed, because that's the idea. You're fighting the clock. Thank you very much, Michael. Thank you, Anatoly. See you guys later. It's lunchtime for me, so bye-bye.
Okay.
Thank
Enjoy
you.
your lunch.
Goodbye.